Hey guys, welcome to back to awesome this thing and 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 this thing.
All right.
And this thing and this thing and this thing.
Okay.
And this thing.
So we're back here today. Picked up some stuff at Pep Boys. I got a different idea with what I'm gonna do with the coolant hoses up front. I got a couple of elbows and hose clamps. So I'm gonna make the routing here work. And then I also picked up the JB Weld plastic epoxy, where I'm going to try to, sometime clean these areas up and fill those cracks. Hopefully it'll make those holes much stronger. And then what I've also done is I picked up some, I guess they're called PCV seals or grommets or something like that, but basically I got this one here and this one down here, which they're doing a very well job holding it all together. So that's done. I may actually put this front bars on for the time being, maybe for the test drive or something like that, but you saw it's not in best condition, so I will be replacing it. I saw how I am missing the plastic piece here that goes kind of like that. And then it usually comes up this way as well. I will not be doing that, but I'll just be doing my own thing. Maybe mimicking what it sort of used to look like, but probably not completely. So yeah, let's get started on this. Alright guys, I ended up using one elbow. I did reroute the hose that came. From down here, I had it in kind of a complicated route, and I realized I overcomplicated and I had too much hose. But now it goes basically directly from the water pump, goes straight up here, up. I used one elbow instead of the two that I bought, and I used only 2 hose clamps instead of the 4 that I bought. So yeah, didn't need to cut any more holes in this rack. About to start filling on fluid. Guys, let me know if I have this wrong. So let's see if I can see it. I have the coolant hose that comes from up here from the top of the engine basically, and it goes up to the top of the radiator here, and then the bottom one that comes from the water pump right down there, this one. That's the one that goes to the bottom of the radiator. So if I have this wrong, guys, just let me know. Maybe check on your quad real quick. Anyways, let's get some coolant in this thing. I still don't know if this fan even works. I hope it does. And I also do hope that this thing would notify me if my temperature is hot. But here goes nothing. Alright, so it runs, but it kind of runs in high RPMs, and I couldn't really drop the RPMs. I was trying to adjust this thing here, I guess this is the idle control screw. Is there any more screws? I'm not sure. The RPMs do kind of jump up a little bit higher when I mess with the throttle cable, which I thought was typical. So I believe I routed it correctly, but I guess it's possible that that's not true. Yeah, so maybe let's see if it'll start up again. Anyways, yeah, that's a little too high. Is this just a preheat thing going on or what? Help me out, guys. Okay, so I'm able to reduce the idle by taking this cable and just pulling it this way, even though it's, you know, at the minimum already. I think I will just take this spacer out for the time being, and then bring it in and see what I can do with that. Alright guys, taking that lock nut off of here did not really help, so I'm going down to the carburetor and I just disconnected the throttle cable. There's the lock nut, and I would actually have to cut it out if I was going to remove it, which kind of stinks. But nevertheless, while I'm here, I actually set my idle screw, so right now it should be set. A little low. There we go. Okay. It's set. It idles. So therefore, it could be my air screw, that, or the air needle, whatever you want to call it. I sort of want to blame the cable. After all, this cable has a bunch of tape on it right here, so maybe it has some sort of damage, but it does move freely through it, so I don't know about the cable. But I'm gonna try to just cut this little lock nut off, and I'll be able to bring this a lot closer, and hopefully there I will be able to get my idle going. Actually, I might not cut this nut off. I think that I'll just install it with the nut right inside of here rather than on the outside of the threads here, if that will work. Let's see. Yeah, I should be okay with just leaving the nut there. Well, it could cause a jam. Anyways, no, I'll cut it off. Yeah, let's try this. Okay guys, so I got my idle back. I have my idle set with the idle screw down here. This lock nut was on the outside. I'm putting it on the inside, and I actually have a bunch of thread right there. I'm going to put some thread locker on it, and put the nut on and tighten it down, and it is not in my way. Believe me, I already tried this. I already had it on. It doesn't get in the way. And with the thread locker, it shouldn't, you know, wiggle loose and kill me somehow by jamming the throttle. But yeah, let's give this a go. The idle's well already, so here we go. Guys, to be honest, now I'm thinking that it's meant to be this way with the lock nut on this side. And the part here, this rubber boot, it was kind of sitting over here and was inverted, and it must have just, you know, when I was pulling it off, it flipped, you know, inside out and just pointed this way. And it has a perfect shape of this this part here that it's covering, and then, you know, you have all this thread on the inside, which wouldn't make sense. And so if, you know, max all the way out, you know, it goes like that. Don't mind that thread locker that I spilled out a little bit, but anyways, we got that resolved.